What's up, everybody? This is Eddie Markey, broadcasting from Northern California, Mount Shasta area, which is absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. I truly enjoy myself being here. I've been here 3 days, exploring different areas, checking out the surroundings. I'm about to go get my sunset shot by this waterfall. But before I go, I wanted to share some value with you. And today's topic is how to run your business online or offline based on giving value first. I want to talk why that is important mindset to have in mind when starting out a business or doing business. And first of all, I want to share how I came about to learn about giving value first and what led me to believe that giving value first as a foundation of your business is a very important thing to do if you want to have long-term success. So besides hearing other people, talk about this thing, you have to give value first, you have to help people first, you have to help enough people get what they want so you can get what you want, all these quotes and cliches, make contribution bigger than your reward and all that stuff. It all talks about the same thing, about being a humble servant, being a leader, providing value first, and get your reward, on the back end. And if you have listened to Jim Rohn, as I have long enough, he always compared life to four seasons. He even has a book out, 4 seasons. Because when people were farmers back in the day and they were doing, and I guess today too, when you plant the seed in spring, you don't get the harvest right away, or you have to actually do the work first. You have to get the ground ready, you have to plant the seed, you have to water the seed, you have to take care of it, you have to take out the weeds and all that stuff, and then you're going to get the hefty reward in the back end in fall or the harvest season. So this is kind of like main premise of life too. Like if you do that in business, if you start with providing value first and you focus on actually helping people first, you will most definitely reap rewards, probably not that soon, but in the long term for sure. The way I learned it was very interesting, because when back in 2012 or 13, when I started my first computer business, and I was working out of my house and I was helping people, and then the situation kind of changed and I had to go and find actual location because I was getting more clients and I didn't want people coming to my house. So I went and I met this guy who was a shoemaker, and he had this shop in the local town, and he had this lobby that he was renting out to another computer guy before me. So I was able to rent that space, and so I was basically always working in his lobby, and I would see him interact with his clients. And what struck me the most is that he didn't have like big transaction business where people would spend thousands or hundreds of dollars a day on shoe repair, but there'd be like $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $20 transactions, $40 transactions, maybe $50 at the most, or something like that. But what struck me the most, what surprised me the most about him, was that when somebody came in and they would bring some kind of little thing, like maybe you needed some glue here and there, or maybe they needed to punch a hole in the belt, or something that would take him only a couple of minutes to do, or maybe 5 minutes or something. He would often come back to the customer and he would hand them their item, and he would not charge them for the transaction. And the most interesting thing about it was that people were actually very surprised that he did that, and most of them, they couldn't even understand, because they kind of wanted to pay, but he wouldn't take their money, and they would just leave, So that was kind of it. But then the most interesting thing happened, that those same people would come back, a day or 2 or 3 days later, and they would bring him like all their shoes that they have at home, like 3 or 4 shoes that were bad and needed fixing, or needed like polishing or shining or whatever. And he would then get a job worth like 50, 60 or 70 or 80, 100 or $100 from all those different shoes that people brought. It struck me the most, because like I couldn't understand it at first, but now I kind of understand, because what happened was, their law of there's this thing, law of reciprocity. If you get a book by Robert Cialdini called Influence, he kind of has a whole chapter on it. Talks about how law of reciprocity works, and how marketers use it, by giving you free gifts, and hoping that you're going to buy more, or giving you free samples and so forth. So I realized that, their law of reciprocity was activated in people, because as people, we somehow, feel that, if somebody gives us something, we kind of want to repay them back, because we don't want to owe anything to anybody. And that's how this law, and that's exactly how this law works. So, I started doing that in my own business too, when I saw the guy do it. And, like sometimes people would come and bring me computers, and I would not charge them for small things that would take me only a couple of minutes. Or, if it was not a big deal, I wouldn't charge them, or so forth. And like in the long run, as I look at it, those people were actually my best customers, and they would bring me, more work later down the road, or they would recommend their friends, and so forth. So I definitely learned the value of giving value first, and that's how I really based all my businesses, like throughout the years. My first shop, my second shop, I always started, with helping people first, and then reaping the reward later. In many cases, and I was actually maybe losing, I wasn't getting exactly what I was supposed to be getting, but I didn't really focus on that, because in the long run, it still worked out better, because as I was giving value, the ripple effect of that, spread beyond just, me maybe losing one job or two, or not getting paid enough for that one particular instance. So same applies to the network marketing business, or any kind of online or home-based affiliate marketing business, or whatever you do online. When you come from a place, when you build your business as a foundation from giving value first, and from sharing what you learn online, and actually trying to help people grow, and help people build their businesses, help people overcome their fears, doing Facebook Lives, or doing videos, sharing your experiences of how you were able to overcome your challenges. When you base, reaching out to people and asking them, how they're doing in life, what they're doing in life, before you pitch them your opportunity, before you pitch them your link, and tell them to join your best business in the world, ask some questions, ask them what their life is like. Maybe they're already doing great and they don't need your opportunity. Maybe they have a business, maybe they're moving away, maybe you don't even know what the person's situation is until you ask. Like, everybody has different lives, everybody has a different situation. I talk to people every day. Everybody has their own life. Some people have kids, some people have 3 jobs, some people have a house, some people live in the car, some people do whatever. Like, you just never know. So when you just come out and you pitch your link, it just makes you look like, I don't want to say amateur, but it makes you look like you're just in it for yourself only, and that doesn't benefit anybody at all, except of maybe you, in case you get a person who is clueless, and it's their first time seeing you, or anybody else who shares a link with them, and they will sign up with you. So anyway, this is it for today. I hope you got some value from this video. I hope you understand that giving value first is the way to go. Not only in online business, but in offline business, as well as your personal relationships. There's nothing wrong with, even if you're dealing with a friend, and then calling up and saying, hey, how is your day going? Hey, what's going on in your life? Hey, maybe I can offer you something to help, or whatever, after you find out what's going on in their life, before you actually ask for what you want from them. So anyway, I hope you got some value from this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the view of the beautiful mountain behind me. Mount Shasta. It's totally gorgeous. There's so much snow on it. I was gonna actually hike it this year, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be possible, because the only time you can hike it is in July, they say. But I doubt that this snow is gonna go away by July. I think it's going to stay there all year long. So we'll see. Maybe I can do it next year. Anyhow, feel free to leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching. And I am signing out right now. I got to go get my sunset shot. Take care. Go make some money. Go help some people. And I will talk to you later. Eddie Markey, broadcasting from Mount Shasta, California. Take it easy.